But
okay, I don't want to record it now though, so I'm looking for.
Wouldn't it be nice if there were this many people?
you never know. This could be surprising. Yeah, those green.
So, thank you. Plus the board or without? Huh? Without, okay. Did you hear that?
Just after 10 o'clock. If you want to keep everything on schedule, that we get on with their Saturday. Patty, can you hear me? Okay. All right, so this is the town hall that we're having in order to review the budget membership. And the budget was posted on the website. We were able to log on and access the website and took a look at what we this morning. Just yeah, I'm gonna go over the slides for us.
Yes.
So the first slide is our agenda. We'll go through the dates that I do the meeting are the process that we went to prepare it, and then we'll go through the various components of the budget, and then we will take some questions. So the schedule is that we review the our budget in at our July board meeting. We're having this town hall today. Board will adopt the budget in its revised form. If there's any changes at our September 18th board meeting, ballots are delivered to the membership on September 26th, which is 30 days before the annual general meeting, which will be held on October 26th. So the next slide, which is the process we went to prepare the budget. For general manager Aaron, who's operating the district trust today, he prepares the first draft of the budget. The finance committee reviews the budget and provides feedback on after the reviews.
Do what? Music?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes, is there on this side,
Yeah, we both did. So we turned one of them off. Yeah. Still recording though. Then we won't have a recording.
I have the speakers at 0 now.
Yeah, we here.
Yeah.
Maybe turn her.
The speakers are at 0. Oh, let me look.
Hello? Okay, thank you. So the general prepared the first round of the budget, it was reported to finance committee held a meeting to go through the budget, ask questions, provide some feedback. That feedback was incorporated into the budget that was sent to the board to review in advance of the July 24th board meeting. Then they scheduled this town hall. The bottom line, which I know is part of what interested in, is the current budget has proposed increase in dues for about 3%. Final budget will be included in the ballot in the annual general meeting. That ballot will be approved at the September 18th board meeting. And then, as the previous slide said, will be slide is the operating budget. So you can see that the operating budget is, $585,000 next year, which is, just a little higher than the $556,000 that we are currently forecast to end the year. So for those of you who, would like some definitions here, the 2024 budget is the budget that was approved by membership last year for this year. Forecast is actual results and actual spending up to probably June of 2024, and then it's a projection of where we think 2024 will end. So it's a blend of actual the first part of the year and a projection for the second part of the year. So it's our best estimate of how the year will end without having, obviously been through the full year. So we don't have the benefit of that. And then the 2025 budget is the budget that we'll be asking people to approve. So we have higher, we have higher health insurance costs, and we have some salary possibly and merit salary increases that are increasing our salary and benefits. In 2024, we had some people who have been ill in our staff and personal difficulties, and they took some time off of work, so our forecast is projected to be a bit lower than what we budgeted, but we expect to be back to full staff in 2025, and full staff now. Everybody knows about the insurance increase. We had a special meeting to approve the higher insurance that we were in February 2024. So our insurance is renewed in February. So at the time we do the budget, we don't actually have insurance. We could get a quote, but the insurance company would be required to save that quote in February. So we have estimated about a 20% increase in insurance, just to be conservative, and to make sure that we cover higher insurance premiums. I think most people here who have renewed their insurance in the last year have found that insurance rates are definitely increasing for most of us on almost all types of insurance. So we put in what we think is a pretty conservative increase in there to try to cover off not having to be under on our insurance when we get the quote in February 2025. Audit and legal are not changing very much. The association used to get a audit done every second year, and then we, in the end of 3 years, we would get a review. We found this auditor who does all HOAs, he's like an HOA factory, and he does the audit very efficiently, very quickly, and it's sort of his calling card that he does HOA audits. And so, because the cost is not very prohibitive, and we feel like it gives everybody a little bit more comfort that there's an actual audit done, we move to doing an audit every year. So, you can see from the cost that it's not very expensive, and then there's also some tax changes done, some filings that relate to just our status as a nonprofit organization. Then we've got land use consultant and professional services. This is generally things like IT consulting when we update our website, or keeping the internet up working at the office, and then there's also some engineering costs in here on things like the stairs or the retaining wall. I think it's just not during the year. And then of course we've got general administration, which is just the miscellaneous costs of running the office supplies, cleaning and student-sized budget. We've got personnel costs, insurance, which I've talked about, keeping the audit and lower fees and engineering. And on the voltage retaining wall, which are the two big things that we need to get done. So the other component of the budget, there's basically three components. The first one is admin, which we've finished. I've gone through the next component of budget statements. So there's two components of the operating budget. The last component is reserve. So we'll talk about maintenance. At the end, we can take questions. So I'm just going to presentation, take questions at the end. So the maintenance budget is increase all of our maintenance crew and running our maintenance team, and we used to work for the city of Blaine, Massachusetts, if you can believe it. And then moved over to work with the city of Blaine, Washington. Very experienced, very knowledgeable equipment and infrastructure, biosolids, and all of that roads, all of things that are. There's a ton of work in-house that saves us a lot of money. We have somebody, people hit the keypad entry stands, Leroy just goes out and fixes it on. Here, so he saves the community. We also operate the same street sweeper that we have. He maintains it himself. He gets parts from the aftermarket sources. He repairs it himself. He operates it with subscribers. That saves a lot of money on street sweeping, and we've had various attempts in the past to outsource street sweeping. Very expensive. It's unreliable. You have the line of storm and exclusive at the same time. Leroy gets up and gets into his truck. So we have students who are taking some and we're also benefiting from that. So with this budget, it's so complex. We're fortunate to have somebody who is able to do so much work in-house with human skills and abilities to just jack of all trades. We have utilities on here, which is a lot of the office in terms of disposal, needs to keep disposal of materials, power. And then we start to vehicles, we have landscaping grounds, which is maintaining the landscape common areas. Which we have added more money to the budget this year for the ponds that SOA is responsible for. And more in common areas. We've got roads which we have like more budget. The budget in 2024 included outsourcing street sweeping for half of the year. Times that our former maintenance director that's super keep going. But we're already then we have the SRA center, the maintenance shop and the maintenance center, and then just the miscellaneous supplies. So we have highlights.
You know what I'm gonna do?
The people on Zoom have a hard time hearing me.
Have to turn your speaker off.
Okay.
Okay, turn yours on.
I'm trying. My apologies, Lori usually runs this. Thank you. Rob, show me where it is.
Here's the speaker. Oh, that's already muted.
Yeah.
Where's the sound coming out of up here?
I don't know. I did mute it. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, mine was muted.
Okay. All right, so do I still not use the microphone?
Mic will still work without.
Okay, just speak as loud as you can, just because the Zoom people have been messaging like crazy, so my apologies.
Okay. So this slide, the next slide, Aaron, the next slide covers the highlights of what I just went through. We've got more savings as a result of continuing to do our snow removal and our tree sweeping in-house. We've got Leroy, who's doing a ton of in-house work for us that we don't have to call another company to come and do repairs. And we will be continuing to do as much work in-house as we can, because that is the most efficient way for us to be able to respond to repairs as they're needed, and it's also the most cost efficient. So the next slide talks about assessments. So this is where we receive our income from. First line is the assessments that all the members pay. The second line is ASC income, which is the payments people make when they're building a home in Sadiana. People pay a fee for SRA to work with them on the construction of their home with the standards. And then other income is we get some interest income, and then there's fines or we sell the gate clippers, things like that. So just small miscellaneous source of income. So on the operating side, this is the picture. We've the revenues, or the total of the revenues I just described. Administration and maintenance are the two categories we have of expenses, operating expenses. And then in the 2025 budget, you can see that the net is zero, because we assessed the membership based on the total expenses for that year. The final component of the budget is the reserve budget. So this is a budget where we have a reserve study that's done. There's a full reserve study done every 3 years under Washington state law, and in between the reserve study is just updated. So this is the year where it was updated. Last year it was updated, and 2025 is the year that we'll get the full research reserve study done. They come out and they actually inspect everything, and they do everything from scratch. So the reserve budget is the assessment that we divide into operating expenses and reserve. This is the reserve component of the budget. There's that money sits in a investment account. Finance committee works hard to maximize the return on our cash in the bank and save short-term investments so that we're liquid and we need the cash. There's a cash forecast that they go through, and we need regularly to invest our funds. And then these are the categories of the where the reserve will be spent in 2025. The proposal that they just spent. This budget is done with input from our maintenance group. So this is, and as well, like the reserve study, which gives us guidance on what we should be spending on in 2025, based on the long-term 30-year plan. So we've got, work on common areas that includes, more work on ponds. We've got ponds and fountains, that are in the location for the reserve to be looked at, maintained or replaced. We budgeted for one gate replacement because every year the gates are hit. I think this year so far we've had 3 gates hit, or 2 gates hit. So, you know, where the gate has been replaced, I don't think we'll be calling on insurance anymore, because it's gonna start affecting insurance. It probably cost us less to replace the gate. And then where we have a gate warehouse as well, this is going to this budget. Roadways, we have a road study that, guy came out here, went up through all the roads of the community, identified where the patching that needs to be done, and we don't have water. Do the surface of the road and damaging the ones that are below. So he gave us a study, it identifies and schedules out where that road repair needs to happen. And so this is to do the repairs that are scheduled in that study. Signage refers mostly to the entry signs for each of the neighborhoods. Those are on our location. This is replaced all the signs. 3.5 is the last year of the 3 years over which we have replaced all the entry signs. They were wood. And so what has been done is that the signs have been replaced with metal signs, and then the same wood color for the consistent looking semi-annuals has been added to the facade. So behind the net, that's a lot longer, and then the facade to keep the consistent looking semi-annuals is with the same wood color, but it's not actually structural. The sign is not held up by metal. And that again is Leroy welding for us and putting that all together. So those signs should have a much longer life. Obviously, wood and semi-annual is not a long life material to be using. So the next slide is that we've got, this is just an excerpt from our reserve study. We are currently 93% funded in the reserve study. The numbers will all be updated in 2025. The reserve study is available online if anybody wants to take a read through it. But it will be replaced by something more. It's basically a renewal study that's just tweaked every year for the next 2 years. This is the last year for that. So the next slide is assessments. So this just shows a breakdown between 2024's budget and 2025's budget. For those of you who don't know, membership dues here are done on a per unit basis. It's embedded in our CCNR. How the costs of running the HOA are allocated between houses, hotels, lots, various sizes of condos and townhouses. The board doesn't have any latitude with respect to how those costs are allocated. It's embedded in the CCNRs. And so what we do is we calculate per unit cost of running the HOA, and then houses with 4 units and divides 2 units, and so on. So if you take that formula and apply it, you'll be able to see on this slide what the cost is going to be for the type of property you own. Properties. So then there's 2 components. There's the reserve component and there's the operating component, and then we segregate them. So the reserve money goes to reserve and the operating component goes to operating. So the next slide is, on unbudgeted projects. So we currently have, a drainage, temporary fix in place, point in the Boundary Ridge stormwater system. There is a lawsuit that's been filed by 2 members, SRA, the city, and the developer. So there is not going to be any action taken by any of the parties until that lawsuit has been established, because that lawsuit is going to determine who's responsible for the activity that resulted from that footing. So that is awaiting the outcome of the lawsuit. The stairs at Boundary Ridge, there's a set of stairs in Boundary Ridge. It's an amenity for the community. Some people are very frequent users of those stairs, and there's probably some people in the community who aren't aware that they're there, but they are there in Boundary Ridge, and they are a private amenity for members of SRA. Anybody who is an SRA is welcome to use them. They sort of go down from Boundary Ridge down to the beach. However, they were closed in 2023 because an engineer came out and said they're probably just short of 40 years old. There's been 40 years of wear and tear on the stairs, resulting from being very close to seawater, and that as a result we had we actually brought an engineer out to take a look at what it would cost to repair the stairs, and we came out and looked at it and you guys should use the stairs. So the stairs were closed at that point. We didn't really have a choice with the engineer, so he said, let's say in 2024 we did a estimate of what it would take to repair the stairs, and we are proposing that there be a special assessment for the repair of the stairs. I'll get on to that on the next slide. The reason it would be a special assessment is because when the engineer told us that we should close the stairs in 2023, the stairs came out of the reserve study because we didn't have a basis for costing and couldn't tell whether they would be built in permitting issues or if they would never be able to be built because the state wouldn't allow us to, or if they be built next year. Because it was so unknown, it came out of the reserve study. So we're proposing a special assessment. I'll put that on the next slide. The other amenity that is not budgeted anywhere is the Great Leaf Harbor recreational easement, which is the path that runs under Erie and sort of continues along under the park Drayton Hillside. That path was ownership of that path was transferred by the city at SRA many years ago. That dealing with that path was obviously a much bigger engineering undertaking in terms of study than the stairs are. There's also some discussions that have happened with the city in terms of asking them to share the cost. It's an amenity for the public. So there's nothing in the reserve study for that right now because we don't have the cost that we can include. That's going to take more work, and I think everybody's interested in seeing if the city will cooperate with us on that. So the stairs, I know there are people here who live in Boundary Ridge and others who don't live in Boundary Ridge who love the stairs and enjoy using them, and so this is just a little bit of background. I think I've said a lot of what's in the first 2 points. We have an estimate of $150,000 to repair the stairs. Right now, the steps, the part of the steps need to be replaced for sure. They're, I think Aaron says that like a pocket knife was like 5 into some of those stairs. So we obviously don't want people on them, but they need to be replaced. And I think there's some work that's being done with the handrail and wobbly. But there's some infrastructure there that we can keep, and like if there's operating in 2025, repaired and functioning in 2025, and so we're putting it on the ballot, for the community. And, if it doesn't pass, there will be a, new reserve study that's been done in 2025, where the board will be looking at including that, and making that amendment included in the reserve study for 2025. So then we'll have another opportunity to take a look at it if it doesn't pass this year. So special assessment for $150,000. This is what it would cost each type of ownership. So it's $179 additional next year for a lot of the home, and $90 if it's a vacant lot. And then you can see down from there what the various sizes of to wrap up, we've got a zero-based budget, which is a term that just means that we took the budget and looked at each item and looked at what we felt should be done in 2025. The alternative is to take your budget and add 3%, 4% to everything. So we didn't do that. We looked at each line item and took a look at what we could do better, or what we could do differently, or what the various situations were for different needs. We support continuing to do a lot of work in-house because we feel that it's allowed us to be quicker at addressing issues that come up. I think I gave the example that somebody did, I think they actually called the office and said that they had done it, which was very, great, very honest. But they knocked over one of the keypad stands, and because we've got in-house skills, we're able to just go up the next day and fix it, right? Instead of calling around getting calls, waiting for somebody to come. So we're supporting continuing on with using the resources that we have in-house that we're fortunate to have. The reserve study was I guess, 2022 or 2023 reserve study. 2022 reserve study. It was updated in 2023. It was updated again in 2024. Those are the inputs that we use, but the actual full reserve study was done in 2025. Bottom line is that we're proposing a 3% increase in total dues for the HOA and a special assessment to repair the stairs at Fountain Bridge. So that's all of our presentation. We've got lots of time to take questions. So we'll go one at a time. So we'll ask you to give your name, give your neighborhood, and yell, because we're not using the microphone. So Gloria, do you want to go first?
Yes.
Can you stand up and turn around so people can hear you?
Lori Boxy at 9101 Retail Road. And my question is about reserves. I noticed when you did the reserve budget that you had a shortage. You didn't have enough revenues to cover your expenditures. So how did you pay for the balance? Where did that money come from?
So did everybody hear the question? Okay, so the reserve, the cash inflow stream, right, the reserve study, and the expenditure for the reserve study are two different cash streams. Because the reserve study collects money now for expenditures in the future. So we use the reserve study to tell us how much we should collect and how much we should spend, and there's always going to be a difference. So the difference shows it kind of looks like it's a surplus or deficit, but it's actually just following the timing of collecting versus spending, which it's not. It's intended to smooth collection process, yes. It's intended to smooth it and not have everybody just pay for what happens that year. Because then a year will come where all gates have to be replaced, and then, assessments will go up, or, something happens that's very expensive. So the reserves they just designed to smooth out the revenues to cover a, projected up and down in the needs of the association with the region. They're never gonna be the same.
Okay. And, do you have a management company that you employ, to help you with your administrative duties?
No, so SRA does all of the
So it's all
association
in-house.
in-house. Okay, that's we have a general manager, there's that Aaron who's got his hand up here. Aaron joined us in October 2023, he was at the last annual general meeting, it was his first day of work. And then we have Lori, who's not here today, it's a Saturday, we're very appreciative that Aaron and Melissa and normally Lori, I guess, would be here or spending her Saturdays with us, after spending the weeks with us, the weekdays with us. So we do everything in-house, we do our maintenance in-house, we have, there's things that we outsource that we don't have the skill set to do. But we try to maximize, we've got the staff, and we try to maximize what they can do for us. So we have 3 people in maintenance. In the summer, we get a student who comes in and just helps with things like watering and mowing and things that can be done by someone who doesn't have a ton of experience. And then we have 3 people in the office, including Karen. So we don't use a management company. I think some of the condos use management companies. I don't know, but it's unusual, knowledge projects or any of those use management companies. There's still a limited number of them that operate in the area. There's only 3 that people kind of cycle through. I used to real estate enterprises, so I used to work with management companies and try and find management companies. And I'm not aware of management companies that can handle property size than they have. They generally, I think when it comes to villas, they generally do smaller neighborhoods. And if you look at Sun Valley, Birchley Village, ourselves, we're all running our own administration because I don't think it's going to show out there. Somebody else have their hand. Okay.
My name is Ted Metz, and I live in Stonehaven. I'd like to understand why you did not put as an option, remove those stairs. The bulk of the people within Stonehaven don't know about the stairs. So why do we have to keep paying, special assessment? I like to see those stairs pushed out rather than spending money. This argument's been going on since 2014. It just keeps costing us more money. I'd like to see an option to remove it, not just simply a special assessment for replacing it. I don't care if it's for 30 years. Because you know what happens? Things break down over time and they're going to degrade again, and we're going to spend more money every year to maintain them and keep them up. I'd like to see the option of removing it. Thank you.
Okay, can everybody hear? Yeah. Can everybody hear the question? Okay, so we're very aware that there's a very wide-ranging level of enthusiasm for the stairs in Southampton that ranges from tear them out, why are they there? I don't use them. I don't want to pay for them. I don't want to pay to maintain them. To people who feel that one of the best parts of being semi-annual is that they can use those stairs. And then we probably have a group of people who are what stairs? What stairs are we talking about? So we're hoping that we can just let everybody in the community know that the stairs are there. And we're trying to do that in this presentation and on the ballot. And then we're putting into the community what the community wants to do. It's the community and then what the community pays for. So the board's decision was that we would ask the community for their feedback. Now, removing the stairs is sort of a completely separate exercise in terms of cost, because that would also cost the community. There would be, I think, removing the stairs, we haven't asked for a cost to do that. We would have, you know, there would have to be sort of a decision on behalf of the board, right, a member to propose getting that study done and, taking that to the community. So we felt that, I mean, I understand that there's a lot of people who probably have similar to yours, but we felt that the first step was to ask the community, give the community the opportunity to weigh in on something that maybe they weren't aware of, and then take the feedback from that and decide what the next steps are. But we currently don't have an estimate. We used to do that. There wasn't support on the board to just go get a quote to remove that and take that to the community. But we were very aware that there are people who felt like, here's the knowledge, it saves money, I don't use them, I would want to pay for them. And we also have people in the community who are very, very passionate about keeping the stairs, maintaining the stairs. So we had to sort of thread a needle in terms of what to put on the ballot, and this is the solution that we came up with.
What's the second part of the thing, if it's the community at large, which I hope they do, say we're not gonna pay a special assessment? What's part two?
Part two is that the board in 2025 will have to be updating the reserve study, because the, like I said, the 2025 budget is a full, sorry, reserve study is a full review of the reserve study. So the board will work with the new reserve study and take a look at what gets included. Presumably, I would assume that the stairs will be included in there, because I don't think we'll have a motion to remove them. The stairs are embedded in the CCNRs as part of the common area to be maintained by Semiahmoo. So, just, the board doesn't have a license to just remove them, because they're part of the responsibility of the board to maintain it. So it's not, we need to have the ability to come to the community with a budget that just excludes the stairs or have the stairs removed. So I know it's a very, where people are on opposite sides and feel strongly. You know, there's, I don't think there's a scenario the board could come forward with that everybody was unhappy with. We felt that this was giving it to the school community to have a voice on. So, okay, so.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ted. So I think Rob had his hand up first. So Rob and then Dave.
Rob Shirus, I'm in St. Andrews Cottages. I believe that the gated entrances to our community are our first impression for visitors and prospective home buyers, and very important. And I think some of the maintenance, or I would say the landscaping around some of those gates is somewhat lackluster at this point. And I want to know what part of the budget does that fall on?
So that's the maintenance and the landscaping.
Is it common areas?
Yeah, it's called, no,
Or is it gates?
it's landscaping. So there's a big line that takes them out there.
So is there a plan for instance, St. Andrews State One, some of the other ones that are kind of falling behind, someone's side yard?
Yeah, no, we're happy to take feedback on the gates. We planted the gates this summer. It was late because of the way I think it was really heavy rain. We couldn't plant until later, so there was a delay in planting. But yeah, we have a plan that we have plant at every gate, and then maintain them. One of the issues with the gates is that, with the landscaping on the gates, is that they're very different in terms of how much sun they each get. So some get sun part of the day, some get sun most of the day, some get no sun, just depending on how many trees are around. So we do go out and water and we maintain the plants. And there's definitely a differential. A lot of it having to do with which way they face and how much money they get. So we have, I think there are certain gates that look better just because they get more sun.
I just have one more comment, the stairs are important to everyone in our community for different reasons, but I think that we might wanna think about putting an escalator there so everyone.
Okay, so Dave, you're next.
Dave Whitmore, cross off in St. Andrews Green. There's a statement in there. First of all, with regard to the stairs, there's a requirement in the lane, called the Lane Shoreline Management Plan, that when you build a development, you're supposed to provide public access to the beach. And there's no public access. There's several of them on the spit, which they complied with. And then the one on Boundary Ridge is part of the overall semi-moot plan that was approved by the city, but included that access. So it's not really a private access, it's public access that was required when the development built Boundary Ridge. And I personally would love to get through these stairs, because I don't like people on the beach. Humans have a tendency to mess up beaches. So I would like to see, if we're gonna do that, just get approval from the Bayer Management Plan to do away with it. If that's a decision that we don't want to pay for. Now, as far as paying for it, a question I have, if we vote on that, we need to comply with Washington law that requires over 51% of the voting eligible to vote have to prove that. So when you don't vote, it's an approval of the vote, so it's very difficult to pass these kinds of things. The other thing I had on the reserves was, again, related to the stairs. The reserve budget that was submitted had around $200,000 a year for the next 5 years to cover some major projects, like the one we're doing on the old bench and stairs and the Great Harbor Road.
It doesn't include
And the other one was the replacing our gate electronic system. They're over 30 years old now, and parts have become hard to get. And the next 5 many years are going to last. We need to have it in there, and it's $150,000. So we're only by then it might be $200,000. So anyway, and then if you pull that out of the budget, so put it in as a special assessments. Special assessments, by definition, are things that you haven't budgeted, that you obviously haven't pulled it out. Technically, for reserves, we take $150,000 every 30 years to fix the stairs, so you put 30 divided into 150,000, that should be in reserve, so when it comes time to fix the stairs, you just take it out, so you can do it, it's like a savings account. Which wasn't done, so, special assessments are designed for, when you have a unexplained event like a natural occurrence, like earthquake or tsunami or something. You're not there to just play games with our reserve budget. So you need to tell the people that we don't have enough reserves, so we ought to up the reserve budget to cover these things. And we should have around and the last 2 years it was over 450,000. We should have around $450,000 so reserve budget every year for the next at least 5 or 6 years. You get past these major projects, by then you're going to need to do road sweeper. He didn't have anything in the reserve budget for equipment, which is a road sweeper, which is over $100,000 piece of equipment. So I guess my question is, are we gonna continue doing special reserves every time we come up with these expensive things that are not budgeted for? That's all, that's all.
So, there's a lot of, so first of all, nobody ever said that the stairs were private. I've been trying to make it very clear, when I talk about the stairs, they're public, they're not, so not public, they're private for all of Cincinnati. They're not a public amenity available to, people who don't live here, but they are amenity available to everybody, they're not like just available to Boundary Ridge. No matter where you live in Cincinnati, you can use those stairs.
But you have to read
The-
the management plan, that's not
I
true.
think pardon me,
The Blaine shoreline management plan says you have to provide public access, you should have at least 10 parking spaces. That kind of thing. Access to the beach.
so, and also our stairs are ground cover. So we have,
You know, the reason I bring that up is I remember California, the surfers used to go down a dirt road and go surfing on the beach, okay? This guy bought a bunch of land, blocked off his road, and sued the hell out of them, and won their lawsuit, so surfing on the beach, you can't block access to beaches. Now, if the plan says,
nobody's
okay.
talking about the answer. So I'll answer your question and then we have to let everybody else hear. So I think one of the things you were talking about is, are we just gonna do special assessments every time something happens? And that's not the case here. And I think you also mentioned that you took the stairs out of the reserve. And then we're trying to put it in separately. So we do not remove the stairs to put in the budget. We have the engineering report telling us that we should not have people on the stairs because of danger. So we closed the stairs. Then we did an update to the reserve study, and that reserve study person needs inputs of what to use for the stairs. Are we replacing them, replacing in 2025, or replacing in 2028? Are we carrying them out and replacing them? Are we fixing what's already there? What needs to be fixed? And so, because we had to still get an engineer to come in and give us a scenario to put into the reserve study, we weren't able to put a scenario in. We didn't have numbers that we could use. So they came out. After the engineer came out and gave us a quote on what it takes to repair the stairs and various options, the board took a look at it. And then we felt like we had a couple of choices. We could put a budget out without the stairs in it and just say, okay, well, there's no stairs in here. We'll wait and see what happens in 2025 with the engineering study and updating the reserve to improve. And we felt that if we did that, there were a lot of people who were waiting for an answer on the stairs since they were closed in 2023, and that people were going to want to know why was it not going to be repaired in 2025. So that's the option that we put on the table. It takes it back to the community. There's no intention to run down the reserve and then special assess for everything that comes along. We have a reserve study that we follow. Can agree with it or not agree with it, but it is prepared by people whose job it is to do reserve studies for HOA. So the board, could have put forward a budget with the stairs in it, or they could have put forward a budget without the stairs in it. And either way, it was sort of predetermining what the outcome would be, and we felt that it was enough money and important enough to take to the community. There's no intention to run down the reserve study. In fact, we thought the opposite. We were trying to make sure we spent the last year and a half trying to make sure that the finances of the SRA have been improved from several years ago when they were drawn down. So that is our, so James, we have
One quick question and then I'll be done. In your proposal, is the assessment part of your proposal in the presentation? You said in the beginning of the first slide that you propose a 3% increase. You're actually proposing a 10% increase if the assessment is part of your proposal. So just,
Yeah, the two separate votes, he's saying yeah, okay, so, Debbie?
Yeah. So I think that's like the stairs, I don't use them. I used them maybe 10 years ago. When I was 10 years younger and kind of scary. So personally, it's not an amenity that I use or I have some kind of fondness for. But they are in our CCMRs saying that it's the SRA's responsibility to repair them, to maintain them. So my feeling is that it's, and then there are people who really like to use them. And I think in the master plan, like some of these amenities that are around are kind of intended more specific to a community. So Boundary Bridge, that's one of their amenities, but we're all sharing, you know, in maintaining these amenities, even though they're enjoyed more by certain communities. So having said that, I do feel like a responsibility to care for the stairs. I do feel a responsibility to maintain them for these CCMRs. And I like the idea of a special assessment as opposed to a percentage increase to all of us like it. Percentage increase is for the rest of my life. And you start putting it in your fee increases. So and just they was like $180. Here you go. One time to, you know, per household. One time to solve this problem. And we haven't been able to get people to quote on it. You know, we're in kind of a unique, we have a unique opportunity that we've got all the studies done, we've gotten people to quote on it, and it's a fairly reasonable dollar amount. In the future, you know, if we put it off for another year, it might be much more. We might be down to a percentage increase in our fees that goes on for the rest of our life. So, and it also lets the community weigh in, and it's not a special assessment. It's not like a dirty word. It's one way of funding something, which in this situation, I believe is preferable than giving us an increase in our fees that goes on for the rest of our lives and compounds.
so you're admitting to not properly managing everything.
No,
They didn't work.
you said before David said the last thing you had to say, so. Well, we're happy to sit down and talk about it some more with you, but we have to, there's more to the budget. So, sorry, there's one person here and then so maybe you're going to stand, you can't stand up and, yeah.
And we, my husband and I were living in the Sonoma area for a little more than a year, and so we are lonely out here, and we have been very avid walking around the Sonoma area. And last time we were here at the meeting earlier this year, there was something in regards to people's concern about the William Rex Park and the playground that is right next to the pond. And so my question is twofold. One, is there a budget assessment, or is there anything that's going to budget a fence around the playground area? Because it looks like a problem waiting to happen. And two, if not, and can there be signage posted that an adult needs to be there? It's one age, right? When children are present. And so that is a big concern of mine. It's a walk by it, that does not look safe. And, with an education background, you know, I key into stuff like that, because it doesn't stick. And if we're going to have this nice little playground for kids, grandkids, it needs to be, considered. And then, you know, maybe 2 benches inside would be ways so that the parents can sit and sort of. So that's one thing I have. Please forgive my ignorance if I do not know the answer to this question. Anything that's on that side of our roadway, is that considered semi-auto or is that considered lane? And I'm talking about a pathway.
Considering workplace?
Yeah, is that part of our?
That's
pathway?
lane.
Is we-
I understand that's lane, the city of Lane maintains that path.
The roads and the purpose, see, the path that you're walking along,
Yeah.
on the west side of the road.
Yeah.
Is, lane.
Lane, okay, so that's,
Now then, there's properties that are built on the other side of the road, seasonal person, yeah, winter is not. Your field, so it's not.
okay,
So so that's in from the top, the actual walking path looks the same.
okay. The concern is that it's pretty gnarly when you get
Yes.
up and down that pathway. And if that's something that we could, you know, get Lane.
You gotta just interrupt for a second. The city of Lane, I'm on public works. There's a budget item in the city of Lane, apparently. We're gonna fix that path.
Okay, okay.
'Cause it's-
Right.
And also, Sandy, you or Google, our maintenance director for the SRA, sent an email to the Public Works Department, requesting that the trees be trimmed all around that trail, and also along the roads, so that you had more, sight distance in terms of being able to see signs, and also clearance, from the trees on the paths. So he's also involved in working with the city of Lane.
And it all is, you know, involves aesthetics for our community as well. So the fire station signage, 62 down here, it's dilapidated, it looks like it's falling apart. And I know this is all stuff for the city of Lane, but it's also something that we need to think of and have a voice with the, you know, the Lane city, the city of Lane, saying, you know, we want all of our surroundings with beautification involved, including the benches that are there that could possibly be paired with the BAC, the Lane Art Council. They're doing a whole big mural thing in the city of Lane. They might be able to come in here and have the benches sponsored by people from Lane, which then just adds to our value. So those are just things that I was thinking about. And then also Leroy, if he's such a great person, he needs to have a friends, because, you know, everybody needs to have a background.
No, I agree.
So thank you for listening to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Doug Woods, Crestwood Village. First of all, thanks to the golf club for making this room available for us at an affordable price. I'd like to say thanks to our board members for being here and for contributing throughout the year. My question is this, and that is, last year in our budget, there was quite a discussion, quite a debate about whether we should break our landscaping in-house or have it outsourced. The response was that at the budget process, we would revisit and evaluate how we were doing it. So my question is really 2 parts. One, what was the deliberation by the board that you can update us on as to how that decision to continue with in-house is? And then second, I believe our entry gates do not come close to reflecting the average level of landscaping within all of Semi-Island. And it tends to be a drag on the Semi-Island brand equity and impact the values of each of our homes. So With that, I'd like to know how that discussion went, so that we can better understand why we're not outsourcing. Those areas don't get rate regularly. I'm not saying that the level of improvement is perfect or not good. I'm just saying that they're not being maintained the way they should be maintained. There's a plan in place for bringing Leroy Steve up to date, or something that provides them with knowledge. I mean, the circles in the full stats and weeds, they're doing better at keeping them up, but I can't see where, are we putting mulch down, and are we putting gas on down the mulch in order to keep the weeds down? That doesn't seem to be occurring, so I would like to know what the board's thinking was as it relates to maintaining the landscape.
So the current board, when we look at the budget, there's sort of unanimity on the board that the in-house, the maintenance team does a really good job. We're very happy with the work the maintenance team does. The other, and how much it actually saves us money in our dues. The other aspect to it was that we have been working over from 2023 to 2024. We've been working to try to improve the landscaping around the gates. I think people remember that in 2022 we had like no landscaping, so it was all weeds. There were no flowers. There was a decision to plant more flowers. I think it was a decision to plant some flowers for 5 days. 5 days got flowers. There were weeds at all the rest of them. So we've been trying to steadily improve that. It takes time for us to take a look at what is doing well. We're planting perennials so that there's less annuals that have to be planted. So we're working on building it up. But I think most people that plant in the yard know that you can't just plant a yard and the next year it looks, how we want it to look. It takes time for things to be planted and develop. And so that's the plan that we have. And it's building up to try to bring it into even back to the home that was probably 10 years ago. There's people who lived here a long time who remember coming to Parkway and the gates looked great, and they kind of fell into despair and we're trying to build that back up. So probably if you look at 2023 compared to 2022, there's an improvement from 2023 to 2024. So that's something that we'll continue working on. Jennifer.
I would just like to acknowledge the rest of the board who are all here and have extensive knowledge in very specific
Okay, then just go. I already did one walk today, I'm good. I'm smiling.
Anyhow, for example, as chairman of the committee, has discussed possibly survey of the community to find out the feelings about this year. Gary lives on Golden, discuss maybe how that plan is going, what the budget is specifically looking at. So I would like to hear a little more from the rest of the board. Thank you all for coming.
Very good, addressing the topic. I think we were assuming that most of the budget we worked on this presentation together. I think that in terms of local joy, there's nothing in the budget for local 5, so there's not really anything to discuss. I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about from the communication point.
There's no item on the to deal with the survey, which goes way beyond this.
I feel like you guys are maybe surprised, and I want to hear from any of you.
I don't feel surprised.
Okay.
we managed to get a quote and get it in under budget or about at budget. So that's the main thing this year. And
Jason,
I just going out with Boundary Ridge. I don't understand, give you a little bit more color on your decision process around putting the stairs up for a special assessment and apparently a line item vote as opposed to institutionalizing it in the budget. Given they're institutionalized and CCNRs, maybe even the city of Blaine. Much like all of our other events. Like I don't use the swing sets anymore.
right,
The swing sets are maintained in the base budget. I'd like to understand why stairs that are important amenity for some people, I understand not all. Institutionalized in CCNRs, why it's not in the baseline budget, and why it's subject to a line item vote.
okay, so that, I guess I tried to explain it, that the reason is because we felt that because the stairs are not under the first rate of 2024, we felt that the next time we get them into a budget would be the 2025 budget for 2026. So we felt that doing it this way gave the community an option of putting the repairing stairs in 2025. You follow what I'm saying? So
These are fine, not the 25 grand, 26.
that's gonna be up to, the next board is gonna work with on the 2025 updated reserve set. Right, so, and they should be in the reserve set as part of the semi-annual. Common areas. But the only reason we did it, or one of the reasons we did it, not the only reason, one of the reasons we did it is because they're not in the reserve study, they're not in our budget that we have. So we have to in reserve study. So and they are referred to as rate, but they're not reserve study. So we felt that we would update the reserve study in 2025 and then put it in the 2026 budget, which meant another year without the stairs being repaired. So we were just giving the community the option of repairing them in 2025, as opposed to waiting until 2026. That's why it's not happening.
I would just suggest that maybe that be made clear when the line item vote goes out. And again, I don't know the words in your mouth, but it sounds like this line item vote for this year, get them done sooner, and if they vote it down, we're just gonna do it the next year. Right. I mean, that's very important.
Yeah, we're gonna actually, yeah. But I mean, this is, like I said before, this is, there are people who want, I know want the service repaired in 2025, and then there's people who don't want the service, and they want the service repaired. So we're trying to make sure that we don't want to survey and then take that result and, have the board work on what to do with that survey result. It's a way to give a path to have it prepared in 2025 and to collect that information, and then in 2025 we'll update the research. We didn't feel that we could put into the budget an item that wasn't in the research.
April, may I?
Yeah, sure.
As a board member, I want to know what everybody in this community thinks. This is a major expenditure. I know that's in the CCNRs, institutionalized. If you read the CCNRs, so are swimming pools, and unless they're counting the potholes being on my road, we don't have swimming pools. So what I believe is important about this is working feedback from the community as to what they want, what they believe. Now, I understand the whole issue of what's in the CCNRs and what isn't. My interest is knowing what the these people, including yourself, think about, payment.
Isn't that a slippery slope though? I mean, why don't, are you
It's
gonna ask for a vote on
democracy,
swing
it's like a
sets next?
slippery slope.
And you know,
So are you gonna ask for a vote on swing sets too?
No, because it's not a major expense.
you know, we lived in Boundary Ridge right next to the stairs, if I remember correctly. And CCNRs can be changed.
Okay, so, all right, let's not get into, let's have questions addressed to the board. Let's have questions addressed to the board, and then the board will respond, like, let's not. Here,
I do want to say that the longer that they're not usable, the less important I think it's gonna be to the membership, because people don't realize what a benefit it really was to the community. Because it seems to me like they've been closed on and off mostly the last 3 or 4 years.
so, there's, you know, if we went around the room, everybody gives their opinion, there's very wide range. So I think, you know, what the board tried to do, we did our best effort, and then we knew when we did it that we were gonna please everybody, like that we knew that. So we did the best we could to put a option on the table that did not involve eliminating the stairs forever, and it did not involve repairing the stair. The membership money be used on an unbudgeted item to repair the stairs. So we, you know, tried to come up with a solution that we felt kept the options open and gave the community a voice in it. I don't know how much more we want to talk about the stairs, because I think we've heard from the people who are very supportive of the stairs, and the board knows that there are people who think the stairs are very important, and the board acknowledges the stairs are part of the SRA common area, and the board is responsible for maintaining them. And we acknowledge there are people in the community who don't think we should have the stairs, they don't want to pay for it. So these are all things the board is aware of. And so, and it's the solution as a board that we came up with. I don't know if there's that much more new information to add to the discussion.
And one more piece of information, just something the board might not be aware of, in addition to use services maintenance as well, because everybody in that neighborhood has their drainage, the head of their drainage pipe on the beach. There's problems. I mean, every year with my tools, right, my grass cutting tools, my weed cut, and made sure that my pipe head is draining. Otherwise, the whole falls off the bank, right? So, you know, it's an important maintenance facility as well as, you know.
Okay,
I saw the stall. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Board Director.
My name is Paul Snowball. I really truly wanted to be my husband and told. And Carol, my friend, so much home, this is Carol. So, anyway, I live at Pacific Point. And, Pacific Point is very important to some community for the past 45 years. We have significant assessments. So we would like to know is what are you doing?
Yeah. So you know, Semi-Am is a very diverse community in terms of what services and what needs different communities have. We have communities down the spit who, you know, don't need a lot of landscaping work done. Some communities don't have the gate, Pacific Point, they don't have the gate, they're not using the gate, parts of the maintenance budget. You know, the Semi-Am development was put together piecemeal over a number of years by a developer who retained control of it for a very long time. And so, you know, because we have places that are condos and places that are houses and places that have roads, many, you know, lots of roads and places that have no roads, municipal parking lot, places that have gates, places that don't. There's a very very, a big difference in what people are, you know, personally benefiting from in terms of the maintenance budget. And then the CCNRs have been written in a way that defines how the fees will be issued. So there's, you know, there are people who live in communities that get have less needs for maintenance services than others. But the CCNRs are written in a way that that's how the fees are allocated. And to change that would require changing, you know, a pretty big change to CCNR. You know, for every property that's purchased in Centennial, the governing documents are very clear that when you purchase that property, it comes with obligations of that homeowner association. In these specific points would be what owners of these point are responsible for the specific point cost, and it would include what you're responsible for in terms of your numbers and the assets. So you know, there's definitely differences. But when you purchase the property, it was very clear what your responsibilities were as a member of Semi-Annual as well as a member. So, you know, we're aware that there are people down, especially down in Spit, who feel that they're not getting as much of the services but still pay, and that's a fact, that's true. But that's how, again, that's how we get it.
So what you're saying is there will be nothing that can benefit from our annual fees.
I'm saying that you get the benefit that you were, that's reflected in the documents that run with your property purchase. So when you purchase your property, it says your member of Semi-Annual, and you will pay a portion of the fees for being a member of Semi-Annual. Right, that hasn't changed. So, but there's definitely a lot of, there's definitely, I know, from the community, some dissatisfaction with the way the costs are allocated.
I'm just curious, is there something that you're wanting to do?
Well, I mean, why my fees are so high, and we don't benefit from anything, other than getting the code that it's.
Yeah.
No, I think that if you live at a specific point, there's no sweeping that's done. So, but we get these, and you know, again, I mean, you know, the way, one of the examples that I use is that if you buy a condo in a 10-story building on the first floor, you pay for the maintenance of the elevator, even if you don't drive the elevator. Right, so because it's part of the building. So there's very clearly difference between the services that are received by communities who, you know, have very little roads, and then people who have a lot.
Well, in December 2022, then there was the big freeze on the 26th, and trees were down. We had an emergency, and no one could access our building. So if the responsibility is to maintain the roads, they weren't,
Right.
an emergency person could not get to our building.
So sorry, Semi-Annual is not responsible for the park, but we're not responsible for the city.
Well, I don't know if that was part of the clearing the road.
No. We're talking, sorry, the road that is responsible.
And we're getting less and
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The road down to the Spit is a city road. They have to block.
how is it determined the amount of annuals or annual dues?
So there's a budget that's done, and then the allocation of the fees to fund that budget is done with the one.
Well, if we get no landscaping and our condo is a lot smaller than a lot of the other homes here, then why is our assessment as high as it is?
Your assessment is as high as it is because when the community was developed by the developer, that's how he designed the community.
not because anybody on the board is deciding how the cost should be allocated. Because when the committee was developed, the overall allocation of the cost was determined by that developer, embedded in the governing documents, and then handed over to the Helen.
Thanks very much, April. Helen Worley, and I live in Crescent Village. Three hopefully quick points. One on landscape. Don't we have a landscape committee? And didn't the landscape committee do a plan, which I believe was properly landscape as opposed to little tree flowers, that would combine perennials, etc., that make sure that the entire aura and entrance to all of Semi-Arid is correct. Could we see the report, please? I'd love to see what the plan was, that was presented to the board, I believe, presented to the board. I don't recall seeing it. Could be my fault, but I think that we should see it. And so that we know what these people have been looking at, because I know they worked long and hard. So I would really like to see that, and I'd like to know why. Can't remember what it's called. That's point number one. Point number two. Oh, that one's there. Just on reserves. I'm not an accountant like you, but when I see that our reserves are at 93% funded, we know we've got things coming up, as they pointed out, and other things. Then why on earth didn't we do the restricted reserve assessment for 25, the same for 24? It's reduced, I think it's $60. Why not keep it the same? So at least we're not dropping down. It makes common sense. The other thing that's become very apparent to me during the discussion, and a lot of it's because of the stairs, there's been insufficient communications. And I know Joel is really interested in trying to find out what people think and making sure the word gets out. It's not. The budget presentation, which said, okay, there's going to be an assessment, there was no explanation in there that said, okay, this is why, this is part of, who we are. Yeah, it's 150,000. People would like to demolish the stairs. We haven't done a study, but it looks like to demolish them will cost X, and then maintain that. Because we need information in order to make decisions. If the membership don't vote or vote down the assessment, then there's just going to be anger everywhere. And in the decision, our decision will be based on incomplete information. I really think that the SRA has not done a good job of communicating over this past year. The newsletters that come out say virtually nothing. There is just very little, and we, as owners, and we want to support what the board is doing, but we need to know what the board is doing. So I really would encourage you on the 3 points, and they all have to do with communication, to tell us more. We don't have to debate all the details here right now, but it's clear that we are not getting the full story and we want information in order to make our decisions on how to spend our money. Thanks very much.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions? We have a landscape plan that we followed that was provided to the landscape, we said the landscape we did, that was provided to me, people, I can't remember the second question. I think that in terms of dropping the reserve fees, I think I answered that when Gloria asked it, that there is a actuarial method for calculating what the future costs are of maintaining the assets and what it takes to fund them. I think that was Gloria's question, so that was answered at the beginning. And I guess the third point is that you're dissatisfied with the level of communication. We had the town hall that we had this year. We send a lot Friday, something comes out. So, it's to the, I guess it's, I respect that you have your opinion. Yes, sorry.
Pete Graham from Beach Water Cola, I just looked you to know that we went through an assessment for the last year and a half. And we got a distance, well, it was long and it was hard, but we did. My question for Doug is the landscaping committee or the landscaping people have done a wonderful job at Beach Walker Villa. And it's taken, I've been here 9 years, it's taken 7 years waiting. And they did a beautiful job there. So I'm waiting, so maybe you should wait some more. I'm just saying, you know, I don't like to hear this negative feeling about the landscape or the landscaping people. And because we are now a part of this view of the organization. The other question I had is, I just found out that we have Seminola Residents Association and Seminola Resort Association. The Resort Association, which you will be major with, because they are planning a reconstruction down there for the yacht base and moving and so on and so forth. So maybe you have people on your board that might want to talk to someone who is at the Seminola Resort Association. Because then you'll get some answers and see what the SRA, the Residents Association, is doing. And they will be impacted, I assume. Well, yeah, right, SRA, I realize.
Okay.
I know,
Okay, thank you very much.
Right.
Let's try to keep the communications going this way. Doug?
Just a quick question, is there a document that's available that has the assumptions that are driving the top lines in the budget? So that as communities, we can look at it to see where specifically the money is allocated, so that we can get an understanding of what's driving the numbers.
Yeah, so we have, this town hall, we were taking questions and feedback from people, it's still a draft budget. But the board will be adopting in September, at the time that we have like a final budget that we are putting forward, we can provide more details on what builds up the budget. I think I went through what the description is of what's in there, we don't have to explain in the line items, but we can provide, some further breakdown.
Well, the reason I ask that is because the leadership council would like to be able to go through the budget fairly in depth, so that the various homeowners associations understand where the numbers are, that their concerns are being met. And so far, that hasn't been available.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that we have to all remember that the budget is voted on by the whole membership, right? So we want to make sure that we're getting information out equally to everybody
That's our point.
in the membership, and not sort of groups of people, select groups of people who are talking to, you know, their own neighbors. We want to get the same information out to everybody. Yeah, but
Being able to get that out to the various.
yeah, and that's what this is doing, like that's what this is
All
doing.
of them at once, so
Yeah.
that they can see
Yeah.
what's in the budget.
And that's what we're having town halls for, and that's why it's being pulled to the website, so that everybody can access. Terry?
I just want to mention that you had said that what drives this budget is what we got from the last budget. So I would think that you could look at the last budget, line item by line, get a feeling for direction that it's not like we're coming up with new things or. And you look at the last budget.
He used to be president, you know what's that.
Okay.
Well, it's for years.
Okay, all right, is there anybody else with a question for us? Gloria?
Yeah, I live in Drayton Cove, and, I know in the past, we were supposed to hire someone that closed the development and called out anyone that wasn't meeting our standards. Yeah, something like that, but it didn't happen, I understand it was for budgetary reasons. But in particular, in my development, it's a small development, but we have quite a few homes that the yards are dreadful. And then, you know, I thought, well, okay, and I just started doing a little touring, because when I go into a lot of the other developments, they're very nice. I mean, I see the odd place. But then I went over to Drayton Hillside, which I considered in the past to be one of the most beautiful homes. Love that hillside and all the beautiful landscaping they did, and there still are. But there are many, many lots over there, and they are so overgrown in the past, you know, I don't know, I assume that the board, they were forced to groom those yards periodically, but these yards haven't been groomed in years. And, I mean, they're like 10, 12 feet tall. It looks dreadful. You have beautiful homes, well-groomed yards, and then you've got these vacant lots, and they're not maintained at all. And I just, you know, I know in the past, I mean, I'm not gonna send emails on another developed area, but on my own, we've sent emails in, not in the recent past, but in the past. And they're complained about them, and really, we didn't get very good results. And I just wondered if any of you have similar concerns, because I sure do.
Okay.
Carol Smith, I live on Drayton Hillside, I agree with her.
Yeah, so you didn't get your name?
I said Carol Smith,
Okay, so.
on Drayton Hillside, I agree with her, she's correct.
Is there anything we can do for the state laws?
Yeah, so you can contact Eric, our general manager, and tell him what you're concerned. Okay? Any other questions? I encourage everybody who's here to drop by to eat at the Blue Heron, the folks that's given us just a great here, but they hope that as part of the favors they give us, that will return it by giving us business. So if you're hungry, then please consider Blue Heron for lunch today. And thank you, everybody, for coming.
Appreciate your comments, thank you.
Thank you.